There is something wrong with my Fiddle Leaf Fig Bambino, so let's fix it. Now let's cut this baby and hopefully make some new plants. I have had this Ficus Bambino for about 5 years now. Within the last year, I've had a lot of issues with a lot of the leaves turning yellow. I have already repotted, I've sprayed for pests, I've adjusted the light, humidity, fed it, changed the soil, anything you can think of, I have done. So now I'm going to chop and propagate. Here is a cutting I have been propagating in water for a few months now. It is definitely ready to plant in soil, but I'm really enjoying it being in hydro, so I'm going to leave it a little longer. I repotted because I suspected that the soil may have been hydrophobic. Since repotting, she has put out a lot of healthy new growth, but the leaves at the base are going yellow and dropping off. My thought now is that there is dry rot in the roots from it being hydrophobic. Besides that, I'm at a loss, so let's cut it. I'm going to use the water propagation method, which is my favorite propagation method. For the Ficus Lyrata or any plants with woody stems, you must let it callus before you put it in the water to help prevent rot. I can see these base leaves are already going yellow as well, so I'm going to cut above them and I'm going to take 2 cuttings. With the Fiddle Leaf Fig, you want to take cuttings with about 2 to 3 leaves each. This one is looking quite healthy on top though, so I'm really hoping that these cuttings are successful. This is the main one that I'm hoping it takes root. So I've just got it in a vessel without any water in it, and I'm going to leave it overnight to callus. I will show you what it looks like in the morning. Let's have a look now of the wet stem. So you can see it is open and wet and raw. We want to callus over this to protect it. I'm just deciding whether to cut this smaller, but I don't really want to. I'll think about it. I don't have a lot of faith that this one will root, but we'll give it a go anyway. I am going to leave these 2 stalks for now and see what happens. If they continue to go yellow at the base, I'm going to cut them as well. I'm also really interested to see if this section here starts to bud and push out new leaves. Now I've cut it back, or if it's just going to die, so stay tuned for that. Here is a cutting I already have rooting in water. You can see she has very long roots and is definitely ready to pot up, but I actually already have 5 or 6 Fiddle Leaf Figs in soil, so I'm going to let this one grow in hydro a little longer. I'm using amber glass for this one. Amber glass helps to stop algae from growing in your water propagations and hydro plants. For my water propagations and my hydro plants, I change the water monthly or less, and I just top up with fresh water as needed in between. I also add in a NPK liquid fertilizer. I get this one from the Plant Runner, and I'll put a link just here to it and you will get a discount as well. It's an Aussie brand. I add a few drops in and that's it. Here is a previous cutting which I propagated and planted in soil. Since moving her into a potting medium, she has put out a lot of new leaves. This one is actually already growing new leaves whilst being in hydro. Here we have the progression of freshly cut propagation, not yet in water. Propagation that has rooted well. Propagation that I have planted in soil and is pushing out new foliage. And a big mama tree. Gonna need a taller camera. If you can hear some gentle snoring and you're wondering what it is, let me show you. It is my sweet senior hound Marvin, who's 15 and naps all day. I obviously don't have the heart to move him, so I hope you don't mind the gentle snoring. And now you know what it is, maybe you'll even enjoy it. See you tomorrow. So it is the next day. You can see now that the cutting is calloused, which is a little protective layer on there so that it doesn't get root rot. I'm now going to fill up my vessel with water. Check it and add more water. You can see that only the bottom inch of the stem is in the water. You don't want it too deep in because again this can cause rot. With the vessel size, you want it big enough that the bottom of your cutting isn't touching the bottom of your vessel. If it is resting against the base there, it can affect root growth as well. I am going to put this somewhere warm and sunny and humid, so I'm going to put this in my bathroom where I do have a skylight, so there is plenty of sunlight in there as well. Keeping your cutting in a moist, humid environment will also help it to thrive. As it is summer currently, I think I will see roots in about 2 to 3 weeks, and I'll make sure to do an update video then.